Introduction. Is light a game changer? In the world of modern weapons, what scares people is no longer just the deafening explosions of artillery, the relentless attacks of cruise missiles, or the roar of fighter jets. Now, a beam of light, literally, can take down a military vehicle. Russia has just officially announced that it has deployed laser weapons against unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones. The question is this a turning point that changes the course of war? Or is it just a technological show to show off power, like showing off goods on the defense stage? Today's article will take you on a 3-chapter journey, like 3 epic plays, to analyze what is laser weapon really, why did Russia choose this direction, what are the consequences, and in the future, how will the war with light lead human history? Be prepared, because light in war is sometimes more dangerous than darkness. Chapter 1. Laser Weapons, from Science Fiction to Real Battlefields. 1.1. Lasers, not just lights in cinemas. Lasers are no longer strange. You go to the supermarket to scan barcodes, that's a laser. You watch music with sparkling red and blue streaks of light, that's also a laser. But on the battlefield, lasers are not for lighting or decoration. They become a death ray, capable of burning targets in seconds. The principle of laser weapons is extremely simple, focusing energy on a very small point in an extremely short time, causing the target to heat up and burn or be disabled. An easy-to-understand example. You use a magnifying glass to focus sunlight on a piece of paper. In just a few seconds, the paper will burn. Lasers are the same, except that the energy is millions of times stronger, the speed is almost instantaneous, and the accuracy is almost absolute. 1.2. Who did Russia choose lasers to deal with? The answer is obvious: drones. In the Ukraine war, drones have become one of the game-changing weapons. A cheap drone, only a few hundred US dollars, can carry explosives and take down a tank worth millions of US dollars. This is a difficult problem for the Russian army. If using anti-aircraft missiles to shoot down drones, the cost is too high. An anti-aircraft missile costs tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of US dollars. Meanwhile, the operating cost of a laser shot is almost zero, only electricity. To make a comparison, if war is considered a football match, drones are small but extremely agile, players easily slipping through the defense. Lasers are the electric whips for coaches to hit straight at the opponent's feet, fast, neat, and without wasting bullets. In short, lasers are like a super lighter for Russia to clear the sky of drones. Chapter 2. Causes, Consequences, and Military Political Significance. 2.1. Why did Russia choose lasers at this time? There are 3 main reasons. Pressure from the Ukraine battlefield. Ukraine drones, many of which are aided by the West, are causing great damage to the Russian army. Cheap war. Russia needs a cost-effective weapon that can be widely deployed. And political message. Russia wants to prove to the world that it is not only strong in terms of the number of soldiers and traditional weapons, but also at the forefront of future technology. 2.2. Consequences on the battlefield. If lasers are widely deployed, the Ukraine sky will become a no-god zone for cheap drones. The Ukrainian army will have to find other ways to probe, attack, or adjust firepower. However, lasers are not holy. Rain, fog, or swarming drones can overload the laser system. A concrete example. Suppose a Russian laser station can shoot down 10 drones in a minute. If Ukraine launches 200 drones at the same time, there will definitely be some that surpass it. In other words, lasers are powerful, but not invincible. 2.3. Political significance. Russia wants to send a message: we have futuristic weapons. Don't think that only the US or Israel can do it. This both reassures domestic public opinion and puts psychological pressure on Ukraine and the West. Just like during the Cold War, when the Soviet Union showed off its intercontinental ballistic missiles, the US immediately had to race to avoid being left behind. Lasers are the new arms race of the 21st century. 2.4. Defense map and strategic vision. If we look at the map, we see that the front lines in eastern Ukraine are very close together. Drones only need to fly a few dozen kilometers to reach their targets. That is why lasers are extremely important, because they can be deployed right at the front line, shooting down targets at short range. Russia has the advantage of large spaces and many bases. If this laser system is spread along the border, Ukraine will have difficulty deploying drone warfare. Chapter 3. The future of light warfare. 3.1. Will lasers change the whole situation? Answer is yes, but not immediately. In the future, if laser technology is perfected, drones, missiles, and even fighter jets can be shot down easily. This forces military powers to change their strategies and redesign weapons to counter light. The global race. The US will not stand still. They have a laser project on the F-35. China will certainly develop similar technology, especially to protect its coastline from the threat of US drones. Israel continues to test Iron Beam to combine with the Iron Dome system. The result is the world enters a new Cold War of light, where countries compete in laser power, accuracy, and anti-drone capabilities. A little humor, the future of Star Wars. Imagine a day when the battlefield in Ukraine is no longer filled with the roar of artillery, but only with flashes of light like in the movie Star Wars. Soldiers on both sides shoot lasers while shouting, "May the Force be with you." It sounds funny, but that could be a real scenario in the next few decades. Lessons from history. History has seen many game-changing weapons: bow and arrow, gunpowder, tanks, nuclear weapons. Lasers may be a new chapter in this list, but like all weapons, they will create a chain reaction. The enemy will find a way to neutralize them, then new technology will appear to counter them. War has always been a never-ending chase between sword and shield. Lasers are just a new, sharper sword. Conclusion. Will light or darkness prevail? Russia announced that it has deployed anti-drone laser weapons. This is not just a technological information, but also a political statement, an affirmation of its position as a military power. In the short term, lasers will help Russia deal with drones in Ukraine more effectively. In the long term, it opens a new era, the era of war with light. The question remains, will this light illuminate the path to peace, or will it only fuel the global arms race? What do you think? Leave a comment below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to History and War to continue accompanying us in our in-depth, serious, and humorous analyses of world history and war.